Mahirap palang tumira sa Marikina ang walang pakialam sa basura. May parusa kasi sa hindi marunong sa waste segregation. Ibandila mo, Caroline Bonkin.
Manila, the Pearl of the Orient, which is known for being the capital city and biggest metropolitan area in the Philippines, consists of 12 million people with 6,437 establishments with leading advancements of technology and business circulating around this city. It contributes in becoming one of the largest waste generators in the country.
As we recall the disasters and the man-made phenomena happening around us, let us not forget the causes that leads to the rapid increase of waste generation.
Where do waste come from? We cannot deny that the population, our human population, is continuously increasing, and with more people and more humans inhabiting our planet, the more waste we generate on a daily basis. And that is also true for the Philippines, na continuously na nag-i-increase yung population natin, which means that continuously nag-i-increase yung amount of waste generated by our country. And the problem with that is we do not know anymore where to put our waste, diba? So it's just growing and growing without us knowing where to dispose of it. I think one of the major problems rin talaga sa solid waste management is yung lack of or insufficient knowledge of people regarding solid waste disposal.
The Republic Act 9003, or also known as Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000, ensures the protection of public health and the environment and the proper segregation, collection, transport, storage, treatment, and disposal of solid waste through the formulation and adoption of best environmental practices.
The stated act explains the standard ways of proper waste management disposal. But despite of it being an act, its system of implementation lacks due to these following reasons, such as inadequate facilities, lack of information dissemination, and individuals' inattention to the current problem.
How do we manage solid waste? We need to practice the 5 R's, diba? Reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, and repurpose. So I also believe rin kasi that prevention is better than cure. So we need to reduce or refuse wastes that come to us or in our home. So like refusing single-use plastics, kasi yung single-use plastics, we just use it for a good 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then they'll just throw it away. So yun yung mga things na nag-accumulate lang over time. Isipin mo, every 5 minutes may straw na natatapon, every 5 minutes may water bottle na natatapon, and this just accumulates. And the thing is, everything in our environment is interconnected. So when we generate our waste, this might end up in our oceans. So kahit na nanggagaling siya dito sa household natin, since everything is interconnected, this waste, for example, this straw can go to our disposal, and yung disposal natin hindi rin masyadong maganda, and so napupunta siya sa rivers, and then the rivers goes to our oceans, and meaning ang last resort nun, ang naapektuhan is our marine organisms, and ito yung mga turtles natin, yung mga whales natin. And just recently, I think last year, meron yung whale na necropsy nila, diba? And puno ng waste yung waste dun sa stomach ng whale. So sila yung mga last na naapektuhan ng waste natin.
In an inquiry stated by Alvin Plaza, there are 3 major obstacles that contribute in improper waste management disposal.
First is an attitude wherein people would preferably throw their waste in the dump sites. Second is the financing and governance, a problem in the government due to its huge investment and difficulty in handling management waste. And lastly, ban of incineration, due to the implementation of 1999 Clean Air Act in order to prevent the destruction of the ozone layer.
Imagine these three problems done by a single person in a world filled with 7 billion people. Contamination and toxicity is inevitable.
One of the short-term effects siguro ng increasing solid waste natin is yung nagkakos ng flooding when we have typhoons and rainfall. Di ba, konting ulan lang, meron ng flood. And this is because nakaklog na yung mga drainage systems natin with our solid waste. And for long-term effects, like what I said kanina, na everything kasi is interconnected. And yung plastic na to, we generate this today. It might, kasi ang plastic, it can live 100 years or more than 100 years pa. And that plastic, yung chemicals from that plastic can also affect yung water quality natin in our rivers and in our oceans. And that would impact also our marine and freshwater organisms living in that ecosystem. I think yun nga, so ang problem kasi natin is out of sight, out of mind. So meaning, if we throw it away, we don't really think where this is going, diba? So kaya ang one of the major things talaga na kailangan natin is to refuse talaga and to ensure na ma-lessen talaga natin yung waste natin inside our household. Because yung change starts with the person. And with one person changing and then influencing another person, and it can be just contagious to everyone, and that will really make a big difference already.
Along with Manila, another setting that is widely known as a great contributor of waste is Caloocan City. According to Manila, the latest data from the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority showed
that Caloocan City has the third biggest population in Metro Manila, with 891.64 tons of waste per day, which is equivalent to 3,966.38 cubic meter per day. Caloocan City Public Information Chief Nolan Season said, MMDA's data was not surprising since Caloocan City has the third biggest population in Metro Manila.
Caloocan City uses ordinary garbage trucks, and we only use traditional way of disposing garbage. Communities help in simple ways, like securing their trash tightly in a plastic bag so they wouldn't scatter, and bringing them to the garbage truck's pickup area. Also, barangays help by reporting to DSS the assigned day or time that the trash in their barangay was not picked up. Just like Japan, Korea, and other countries, Caloocan City has been implementing the waste segregation system wherein the biodegradables and non-biodegradables are properly segregated, even in homes and in industrial commercial establishments. Also, residents of our city has been reusing plastics and papers from the shopping malls.
As one of the biggest problems in the world is waste mismanagement, different cities in the Philippines are working hand in hand in solving this problem. Best example is the city of Angeles in the province of Pampanga.
Number one kasi dapat talaga yung education campaign na malaman ng mga tao kung ano talaga kung paano talaga maayos ang pagtapon ng basura, lalong-lalo na yung segregation. Hanggat hindi nila alam yan, talaga mahihirapan tayo. Hindi lang sa isang komunidad, kundi buong Pilipinas yan ang problema.
Now that we are aware of our current state regarding the solid waste management, not only in our country but also around the world, we can now ask ourselves, what can I do or what we can do in order to prevent further negative impacts from happening again and again.
The truth is, yung mga policies natin with regards to solid waste, our policies with regards to solid waste management are already in place. The problem is that walang execution and proper implementation of these local policies. And this is where our governments will really play a major role because sila yung may kakayahan and infrastructure and power to really implement these policies and guidelines with regards to solid waste management. Kailangan kasi mag-conduct pa ng more research on how to dispose of our plastics, and ang maganda is to develop technologies on how can we utilize this plastic para if malagyan natin ng value yung plastic na to, ibig sabihin, people will not just throw it away. Meaning, if magawan ito ng value, mabenta ko yung plastic na to, people will be proactive in gathering all plastics and convert it into something more useful. So one of the things kasi na maganda rin na nangyayari ngayon is the zero waste lifestyle is becoming a fad, diba? It's everything. It's in social media, and this is a good thing that it's becoming more and more, like people are becoming more aware of living a zero waste lifestyle. And ang important dun is kailangan maging consistent tayo. Let's not go into the zero waste lifestyle because it's just a fad right now. And we do this with knowing that we are really trying to contribute on reducing our waste, which can contribute to making our ecosystems more healthy in the long run. I think if every one of us will practice a zero waste lifestyle, it can really make a big impact in the long run. Because just imagine how many waste na nalilesen ng isang individual, and then multiply that to a magnitude of a community or a country, and that will really have a big impact in reducing our waste as in this earth. Yung isa sa mga 5 R's, di ba, yung repurpose. So, meron tayong mga materials recovery facility wherein mga tao sa dump sites, they recover materials in the dump site which can be repurposed into some other things that pwede nilang pagkakitaan. And okay yun kasi yun naman talaga yung kailangan natin gawin. And yung 5 R's kasi, yan yung mga things na kailangan natin gawin. And the last resort kasi, pag hindi mo na talaga siya na-repurpose, is disposal. So meaning, pag na-maximize natin yung repurpose, ito yung sa mga dump sites na sinasabi mo, magle-lessen yung waste natin na dinidispose. And if we lessen the waste, we can lessen the amount of garbage that can affect yung ecosystems natin in the long run.
Along with promoting zero waste lifestyle, technologies were built and created to sustain solid waste management such as composting, landfills with the use of holdings, and recycling.
One man, one trash. In a city filled with 12 million residents and 190,696 business establishments, Metro Manila tops the worst waste generator in the Philippines, causing 9,000 tons of solid waste per day.
Imagine a person not only generating one trash, but thrice or worse 10 times every day. Our world would then become an enormous pile of trash. But with our current solid waste management, we are able to mitigate and lessen the rapid increase of waste generation.
Unfortunately, the status quo presents a weak system of solid waste management despite the strong environmental claims and activism among Filipinos. The country still suffers from trash problem. But with our individual efforts, by simply throwing a piece of candy wrapper properly and influencing others, we will become a zero waste community, nation, and world.